Hello, hello there. Very good morning from sunny Singapore, and good afternoon and good evening to wherever you are in any part of the world. Hi, my name is Prabhjit, and I'm here to do the presentation for this fantastic business opportunity that we have, that many of us have actually just got into by chance or by intention or by anything. and you know we created a kind of like a personal history for ourselves in doing something like this, that we never knew we could actually rise and do something amazing for ourselves in a business like this, because everything has been put in place for such a business to help every single person in it grow and do well, you know. And so we thrive wherever we are in the world. Now, just a little bit about myself. My name is Prabhjit. I'm from Singapore, and I've been in a traditional business for the last, I'd say, about 7 years. I'm a corporate trainer. I run my own training outfit in Singapore, and also I do it around Southeast Asia with clients and companies. But here's the thing, you see, I do it as a traditional business in the sense that I have to produce the business, the services, and all the products in order to get paid, in order to get the revenue, right? And in a lot of ways, this is exactly how businesses run throughout the last few thousands of years. You've got to do something in order to get something. But what if there's a totally new way, a whole fundamental shift, right? That you can actually still do a little bit of business, build a pipeline down the line, and you can actually build franchises around by sitting in the comfort of your home or anywhere you like, and the business just builds, and there's an organic part of it that just builds by itself. It just continues growing and growing, and before you know it, it spreads across the world, and it's all under you. What if there's something like that? Then the good news is there is. This is what I want to share with you today. Okay, so Jeunesse has come quite a long way the last 8 years in helping all of us in building the business. But the thing is this: what is it that we saw in a business like that is so exciting? If you saw the video just a while ago about the paradigm shift, there's two things that should ring out if you were keeping close attention. Number one, women are going to be a powerhouse in the next few years, and in fact the next decade, right? And number two, share the love. And here we are to share the love. All right, just to help me, let me use my slides to do this presentation in a minute. All right, here we go. As I mentioned earlier, the business is Jeunesse. Jeunesse is a French word for an American company, and Jeunesse was formed at 9 p.m. on the ninth day of the ninth month in 2009. 9999. The reason is this: is 9 is a sign or a number for longevity. It's about being forever young. Jeunesse is focused on helping people get into the younger generation. I mean, get younger in other sense, right? It's all about anti-aging. And if you notice something about the video that we played a little while before about the paradigm shift, you know that the internet is the powerhouse today in driving businesses and what is called the new economy. That's where it's centered around there. And helping everyone to get on board and to do things are things like new technologies. We just use this, right? And think about it yourself. You know, the amount of time you spend on your gadgets, on your phone, on your laptops is tremendous. Today compared to 10 years ago, it's a lot more today. What is it that we really do? We use technology today in order to expand our own personal space, our own personal universe. We communicate almost every single minute, every single day out there. And the amazing thing is there's no border. You create a global environment within a space of just using this. And that's what we call the new economy. And the key thing about this is you can run a business leveraging on this as well. And that's what we call something like a new economy. And you can actually benefit a lot from here. But let's just take a step back. How did everything begin? It began with these two wonderful couple over here, Randy and Wendy Lewis. And this is their son, Scott Lewis. Scott Lewis is the Chief Visionary Officer today. And he actually leads the company into new horizons, in new markets as well. And he really builds things up for us. But where it began, with Randy and Wendy back more than about 10 years ago, and Randy had actually experienced a certain medical issue or something, and where he found the solution was what led to the development of this company. The solution is something he felt had to be spread around the world. It could help every single person out there. And right now we have traversed the globe, and we can provide the same products and the services to over 148 countries. People are all around the world like that, you see. And that's what it means, you see. And it's still growing. 148 countries is not even covering the entire globe yet. There's still more and more markets to be open around the world. But the amazing thing about this company is they managed to do this within a space of just 8 to 9 years. Now that is phenomenal. That's a phenomenal growth. And when you do a business which is online, this is exactly how fast it can grow for every single one of us, you see. And helping the company across the world will be the corporate officers that we have, and they manage in terms of the business systems, the business administration, the products and things. They take care of all the back end work that's needed in this business, so that they free you up from the need of doing a lot more of the business back end work that's always involved in every single business. All you got to do is just focus on building your own business. And it's all online. Just sit in the comfort of your home, just like me here. I'm sitting here in the comfort of my home, and I'm speaking to all of you all across the world. This is how we build a business, right? And let me see something about a track record of this company. The first one that rings to mind is it's the youngest and the fastest growing direct selling company to hit over $1 billion in a space of just 6 years. That puts them easily in the ranks of companies like this. These are household names. Everybody heard of Apple, Facebook, Amazon, eBay, Google. Everyone has heard of it today. But during the first 6 years of their formation, of their growth, they were also among the very few that made over $1 billion. Now, Junes ranks among companies like that. It will be a household name eventually as well. Now, year upon year, ever since 2016, it's been raking up more than $1 billion in global sales. That's amazing for a company that began with just about $30 or $32 million in sales in the first year. They hit more than $1 billion today. What does it say? It means it's got its act right. It can do something really amazing. It can do it for you. And it's got the products right. It's got a management system. It's got a global business system in place. Everything is going very well with a company like this. So this is the one that everyone that should be considering and doing a business line. But what it is they empower you to do it in your pace, your way, you see. Now, so going, and the rest of the track record is something like this. I mean, it began in 2012 at just number 82, right, in the top 100. And you see, year upon year, it's been getting better and better and better, right? And until 2017, just last year, they were number 14 in the top 100 direct selling companies in the world. And that's a sign of growth, you see. On top of that, like I mentioned earlier, it's one of the fastest growing private companies in the world today. It's in the top 500. It's the only direct selling company right now on this list, the INC 500, you see. And on top, now, what is it that really drives a business like that? Okay, it's all centered on its amazing array of products. They all come together to focus on something called the Youth Enhancement System, YES. Now, it's not about a fountain of youth and that can transform you suddenly from a 50-year-old to a 20-year-old, but you can look like that. You can start having a body like that. Why? Because of the use of the array of all these products together. You can use it for your skin repair. You can use it for enhancing your body system inside. You can repairing yourself and defending yourself all the way here. You can talk about weight management for yourself as well. You can talk about energy, that you want to do something. You can do a little bit of cosmetics for your face as well. There's a whole range of things. But the thing is this, Junes has its hand in all these multi-billion-dollar industries centered around anti-aging. Let's talk about the people who are behind the products. Doctors like this, Dr. Nathan Newman. I'll speak about him in a minute, in a while. But he was one of the pioneers behind this business. The products here that we use for our skin repair. Dr. Vincent Giampapa. amazing medical man. He's been nominated for the Nobel Prize back in 2014, and it's centered around his work on one particular area, anti-aging. In fact, he coined the word anti-aging. And we have got William Emazelak. He's one of the foremost experts on genetics as well. And you got Donna Anta, who actually supports the work of all these doctors, and she's even speaks a lot about how the products can work for people. Dr. Nathan Newman here, he's the world leader on stem cell technology formulation. He's known for his stem cell lift in terms of the face. He's a reconstructive surgeon. But what is key about him is simply this: he found a technique to use stem cells into products that can get into the skin and starts doing the repair for every single kind of skin condition for people. And that's been what's been placed into the product. This is the best seller that we have in the skincare range, the Luminous Cellular Rejuvenation Serum, one of the first products that Jeunesse actually created. But what it actually does as a whole range of things, it has antioxidant properties. It can create skin tones and skin levels. It brings back the vitality in the skin. It reduces the appearance of lines and wrinkles. The key here is it does repair work from within the skin. It starts reactivating the cells, you see. And the statistics that have been, that we have received from people, the testimonials and things, I mean, everyone is talking amazing things. There's more than 80 to 90% of thumbs up for a product like this. Like that. Okay, so there's a whole range. There's more than 7 of them in the range here. They all individually do something additional for the skin out here. But what's key about them is the serum here contains what is called growth factors. Now, I'm talking to you in English here. You understand me very well. Now, if the thing about cells, they speak the language called growth factors. The key is this: if the cell is damaged, and when the cells are damaged, they can't communicate very well. And when you can't communicate, you don't receive the help that you're supposed to do, that you need. Nutrients or repair and things will not happen if you can't communicate about that. The same thing is happening within our body, within the cells. When they're not communicating themselves, something wrong is happening, right? So, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to fix the power socket, sorry. Right, so the key is this. So growth factors actually get in and starts to reactivate these damaged cells. They start repairing the cell, and they start getting the cells to communicate so that they get the help that they need in order to rejuvenate themselves. Okay, that's how the products actually work. They're not invasive, but they're just application, and they go right in and they start working it from the inside out. Now that's the key here, and the results have been amazing. The testimonials of people all around the world that showed the difference. And here's one of them. This is Winnie. Winnie is one of the early pioneers in the business back about 9 years ago. And when she began, she had to find a way to explain to people, to show to her friends that the products actually work. She only had one product, the rejuvenation serum. So what did she do? Winnie is a 60-year-old at that time, and she used it on only half her face, half. And you can see probably here the difference it made in both sides of her face, both halves of the face here, right? Now, the key is this. Take a look here, over here, where she applied the serum. You notice that there are no more deep lines around the face here. You notice that her cheeks are firmer and smoother around here. But look at the laugh lines here. They practically disappeared. I'm comparing this to both sides of the face. Now, the thing is, when she walked out of the home, she had one side was very well, the other side was still drooping a little bit. Her friends were shocked, and they said, did you have a stroke? She said, no, I just applied the product, right? Now, among her friends there was a guy who was, he's a skin doctor as well, a dermatologist. And what he did was he took a sample of the skin from both sides of her face, he put it under the scope, and this is what he discovered. This is what we are proud to show you. The part that is untreated, it was normal for a 60-year-old. There's no collagen. You see all this redness you see here are the blood vessels that are clear, that's not even protected or blocked out there under the skin. But what is amazing is that on this side of the face, what he discovered was baby collagen. It was growing again. Now we all know that we all lose our collagen over the years, right? But here it started to regrow themselves. Why? Because of the activation of the cells from within. This way, the products work. In other words, right? Like that. Now, the other baby that we have here, the number one seller in Jeunesse is this little sachet called Reserve. Single one of us who's been using this product, we all fell in love with Reserve. Simply this, Reserve has got a super unique combination of all the super fruits and plants in nature that produce this element called resveratrol. Now, resveratrol was discovered in the, quite some time back from a doctor from Harvard, Dr. David Sinclair, to be one of the most powerful antioxidants in the world today. It actually does a whole range of health. It actually produces a whole range of health benefits. But the key here is it helps to clear the cell of free radicals that we face every single day. Now, the key thing about this is this. It can be absorbed into the body 95%. Now, that's very powerful for any supplement out there in the market. I take it a lot. My wife takes it a lot. I mean, a lot of people around the world are taking this. And you know what? The key is this. When they return and they say it made amazing changes in their lives. We've seen tremendous benefits that has happened. I'm not making a medical claim here. I'm not saying it's a cure for almost anything that you have, but the statistics show that it works very well. Now, this is something that we never fail to explain to people, to share with people anywhere that we go. This is the wonder product that you should be taking for a range of conditions. Go back to the person that invited you here to the webinar, and you may ask for more questions and more details about Reserve. And there are videos that explain about this. It's good to find out about this, right? So in a nutshell, this is exactly how the products work. It all works in tandem, but they all do something additional, and they complement each other in enhancing your health and letting you get back to that youth, that youth, how you say, the look and health, in terms of getting your body. So the key is this. Now, you heard a lot in terms of how fantastic the business is, how fantastic the products are. But how do we actually earn in a business like that? That's what I was telling you right at the beginning of this webinar. We all got into this. We were not born experts into doing a business like this. For me, it was a totally new way of doing business. I've never come across doing anything like this. But here's the thing. The day it was presented to me, I saw what was amazing about this is the way we earn. There are 6 ways we earn in this business. And today, it's been about a year I've been doing a business like that, and I'm earning from the first 5 ways already. I'm on my way to be a diamond one day as well. Let me explain step by step how do we earn in this business. Okay. Now, the key thing is that everybody joins the business as a member. Membership is great because when you want to buy a product from Jeunesse because you want to really do something about your health, you can buy it as a retail, on retail. Now, every member in the business will have a website, something like this. You'll have your own URL, you'll have your own website, and the products, the whole array of products, they are listed on the website. So what does it mean? You don't need to have to own the products. You don't need to buy the products in order to sell the products. That's a traditional way of doing the business. Here, you just have to have a website that already has the product, and this is provided to every single member. We pay a fee of about $30 US, and we get into the membership. But here's the thing. Anybody who likes the product, who wants to know more, and they actually get fascinated, they want to buy the product, they come into the website of yours, they click on the product, they click on the buy, and they purchase the product. Now, what happens after that? The thing is this, you earn what is called a retail profit. So there is a retail price for every product on the website, but you have what is called a wholesale price. That's your price. Whatever is the difference in there would be your profit. Now, that's an easy way to begin a business like that. And you know what? Your market is global. 148 countries around the world, you can sell it to almost anyone over there. Okay. Now, the next step is this. So you're doing the business, and you have friends out there who are also fascinated with the whole thing. They came to a webinar, they enjoy the whole presentation, they can see the potential of the business, they want to get in. Now this is what you do. You introduce the business to them and they get in by buying a package. Now here's the thing, a package would be a good way to begin the business, to begin using the product, because you don't use just one or two different items, you use a collection of items where you get to see the benefit in various ways. You can see the skin changes, you can see your health changes, because you bought a package of products, not just one single item. Okay, now when you start doing that, you get to see changes and you get to talk about it, you get to explain to people as well. So you can start at packages from basic all the way to investor, any of this price, but they all come with different numbers of items. Now the key is this, the moment any of your friend joins and buys a package, you make anywhere from $25 all the way up to $200. This is called the new customer acquisition bonus for you. How's that for just introducing products, introducing a business, and let your friend join it and you get paid? You know, it's as easy as that, right? So you got this is what we call the linear way of earning. You do something and you got something. They came to your website and they bought something, you made something, and they joined the business and you made something. Now here's the thing, the next few steps will explain about the passive income that we earn in this business, and that's where the big money really comes in. Okay, and here, take a look at this points over here. It's called CV points. Now every time a person comes and joins the business, they buy a package, and subsequently they keep buying the products every single month because they want to improve their health, they want to continue using the products, right? Every time they buy a package, they generate points that comes up to you. Now you place them into two levels. Now you got your left and your right levels that you are building the pipeline down. You decide where you want to place your friends, you're either on the left or the right. I mean, the decision is yours. Now every time they buy a package, they buy a product, the points keeps accumulating to your left and your right legs. We call it the legs, your left and the right, and left and the right. Now once the points reaches 600 on one leg or 300 on the other leg, the system will activate and delete these points and give you $35 US. Now I don't know about you, but you may think this is such a small amount or not a big amount or something, but it's just a one-time cycle. Let me tell you this. The first time I made $35 US, I was having dinner at a dinner party somewhere in Malaysia. I was enjoying myself. I was talking to friends. I was talking to family as well. And, you know, and I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone and say, oh my God, I just got $35 US. What did I do to earn that? I was having dinner. I was enjoying myself. The key is this, you see, you do not know who are the people that are building the business way down below you, because you already built a pipeline. And the pipeline is expanding itself into several other pipelines down the line. Before you know it, the pipelines are stretching across a few countries as well. Because people know people from around the world. They introduce the business to their friends, and their friends introduce it to their friends. It keeps growing organically. You see, you've done your part and now it grows. And every time it's growing all the way down, every time the points are generated, they go all the way up to you. And the points convert into cash. So this $35 cycle could be just one cycle, but it will multiply over time. It keeps growing and growing and growing. The maximum you can make in a single week is $26,250 US. That's 105,000 US in a month. Now, can you imagine what this can do for you, for your lifestyle, for your family, for your future? This is what it means about doing a business like that. You build it, you grow it, and then let the momentum carry it forward and see the benefits coming to you every single week, every single month, every single year. It keeps growing and growing. That's the passive income that we earn in this business, right? Let's not stop over there. Say, if you're making something every month, you know, in this business, what about the friends that you brought into the business? They're doing the same thing. They're also earning from the business, and their friends on top of that are also earning the business. You see, these are your friends, their friends, and all the way down. What happens next? Well, every single person down the line will be earning something, and you earn what is called a leadership matching bonus. What the company does is it will give you a matching percentage of their earnings for you as a reward, as a bonus, because you were the ones who helped to get the pipeline moving below them. So the first level of friends who make anything from the cycles, you make 20% from them. And the second level below them, you make 15% of the cycles that they make. You make 10% from the third level. It goes all the way down to the 7 levels, right? And you know, for the ones who have really made a lot of cash in this business for the last 2, 4, 8 years in the business, this is the part where they make the most money, because it just keeps growing. They keep earning, you get rewarded from their earnings. So that's great. You know, it's already, it works very well, you see, for all of us. And the next thing here is now for the customer acquisition incentive. Well, if there are 5 of your downlines, your first level, and every single one of them is actually buying the products every single month, right? You don't make 20%, you'll be making 25% of the cycles that they make. But what if there's 10 of them? You know, in time there'll be 10 or more who will keep on buying the products every single month. So what it call, you don't make just 20% or 25, you make 30% of the first of their cycles from the first level of people. Okay, now in a nutshell, let's just say one thing: this company keeps rewarding and rewarding and rewarding you. It's all up to you. The effort that you make and you put into this, the time that you put in, you get rewarded very well. And that's why we love a business. It's a very fair system. It's a very good system in place. And we are all enjoying the ride. We're enjoying the journey in doing this. Okay. And finally, when you rise up in the ranks and you reach a level called the diamond in this business, diamonds are wonderful people. All the diamonds I've seen so far, they've reached this level and they've been helping and helping and helping every single one to rise up and to be diamonds as well. All the diamonds in the world form what is called a pool. Now, what does Junes do? Junes pulls 3% of its global sales, right? It pulls out 3% and it shares this only amongst the diamonds of the world out there. So that's an extra incentive, an extra bonus just for being a diamond in this business. And that's a lot of money to be made as well. And you know, so you see, I mean, this is just simply mind-boggling. It's simply amazing, this array of compensations of the systems and all that they have in place. But it's the same system that you find across the world. You can be in Singapore, you can be in Malaysia, you can be in Thailand, you can be in the US. It's the same system and the same earning potential, right? So, you know, there's no guarantee about how much you can earn, even if I say it's unlimited income out there. But the point is, we can guarantee that if you put in the effort, you put in the time, you will be able to make something in this business, because we all have done it. Okay, and you know, there's so many people, in other words, that you can learn from. Now, beyond just the cash rewards, we have loads of other incentives. You know, just recently, this year alone, they had one big incentive trip to Vancouver. The past years, they've had incentive trips to many other parts of the world, and there are numerous conferences and events and training programs around to help every single person in the business to grow and maximize all the opportunities available to earn in this business. You get to learn and you learn and you learn as you go along. And it's a fun group, you know, because the people that I got to know in this business, they're just fun, and they share a lot. There's so much of love in there. You know, it's like a whole global family that you're part of that's doing a business like that. And you know what? It's only going to get better and bigger as we go along. Okay. So in a nutshell, just to summarize everything again, this Junes is you know, it's really what I call leading the way in the way it does an online business today, because it's one of the fastest growing direct selling companies in the world. And as I explained earlier today, the system really works. The system is in place to help you to grow, right? and you have a completely global market that you can tap on and to work on as well. The technologies are all available to every single person. You're using WhatsApp, you may be using a social media, you may be using something on your laptop. The thing is this, whatever you have in place will help you to grow the business. Now, what's the best thing about this? You get to do it from your comfort of your home or anywhere you want in the world. There's flexibility, there's freedom, there's no hard rules or something around on it. You get to grow at your own pace, and you get to learn and learn and learn as you go along. And where do you learn from? You learn from webinars like this. You get to contact people around the world. You get to talk with your team members. You will be part of what is called a global community in this business. You will never be, you'll not be alone doing a business like that, and you'll be part of a family, in growing this. So that's all I can say. I mean, it's just exciting. It's an exciting little business that we have here. It's growing, and I'm just happy to be part and parcel of it. But don't just listen to me. I've got 3 people to introduce to you who's going to share a little bit about why they themselves are doing this business and what has it done for them. Okay, I'm going to travel all the way down south to Australia to meet a very good friend of mine. Her name is Leonie Fees Jones, and Leonie has an interesting story to tell about herself. Where was she in life at that point before she began Jeunesse, and what has happened to her ever since she's gotten to Jeunesse, in this Jeunesse journey, just like the rest of us. Hi, Leonie, I see you there. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my God, I love your smile. I love your glasses as well. It's always fascinating.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Leonie, I mean, I've known you for quite a while now, doing this business, doing Jeunesse as well. And I really admired the way you've really grown your business. But you have to share with them, what really prompted you to grow, to get into Jeunesse in the first place. You were doing a traditional business, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you moved on in Jeunesse. What was it that made you change like that?
I have been in traditional business all the time. I'm in the health and wellness business, and I'm a natural therapist. So, of course, that's helping people, and I love that. Our world has become so stressful no matter what area you're in, and so people are looking for more. They need to know, how can I get healthier, wealthier, all of that, because wealthy comes into healthy as well, because we want a lifestyle, we want to have a better living. And to do that, sometimes we need to go from traditional and go, what else can I do that will help me, that then helps all other people? So I looked at that side of it, because for me, I had a clinic in South Australia and then working over Australia until I came to Perth. And all of a sudden, traditional business, I haven't got it anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, I've got to start again. And this is a lot of people, perhaps in life, where they get redundancy or their job is no more. And so I want security. I want to feel that I can know that I can be anywhere in the world and I don't have to work day and night. I can still get financial income coming in from anywhere at any time. And this is the business I chose to do that.
Oh wow! That's something I really like hearing from you, and I've heard it from so many people as well. The redundancy that you spoke about is real, right? And
Yes.
the retrenchments that are happening around the world, because companies go through mergers all the time. And they go through a restructuring within the business or something. I've gone through things like that also before, but luckily, I mean, my job was stable at that time. I was a corporate person, but I saw changes happening all the time. The thing is this, it's getting faster and faster. The changes in corporate sites are getting faster. People are losing jobs even faster today than they ever were back in history, and they need something to fall back on. Imagine if they were to start a business, a traditional business like you, they're going to go through the cycles, they're going to go through new markets, they're going to go through things, the customers are going to go up and go down and go up and go down. But there's no constant source of income, like you just said. right?
And so this is about you, and I can help people. There's the USGS system that,
Yeah.
if you've been in business, if you've never done anything like this, and I hadn't also done network marketing, but at the end of the day, we've got all people to help us, and we can be global. We've got people that you can make relationships with that you'd never know. My team here in Perth,
Uh-huh.
and Bev, who's going to be our trainer next, we didn't know each other till we became Jeunesse partners. And in that, we have got a brilliance in, our beautiful little culture here. We then have it all over the world. I'm meeting all these new people. And,
Yeah.
we're all like-minded. We all work together in synergy, whereas in my traditional, we didn't help each other at all. So
Yeah.
these are the
There you go.
qualities that I love.
Few
So
pointers here. I mean, look at it from a traditional business, you come into
yeah,
a wonderful global business, and you get to grow with a family of friends and contacts that you just created here, and it can only do one thing. It can only get better, right?
better
Thank
and
you.
better in a
Okay.
positive environment, and that's
And
what I
we
love.
and
Thank
look
you
at us.
for
I'm in Singapore. You're there in Australia, and we got people in the US and all over the world. We all part and parcel of the whole global community in Jeunesse.
yeah.
It's just great. I never had something like this before. Growing like
No,
this.
nor have
Okay.
I.
I'll
Absolutely love
thank you so much, Lenny, for
it.
sharing a little bit here. I wish I could have more time. Something. Well, I'd like to introduce the rest of the guys here who got something
Yeah.
exciting to share as well. But we will definitely catch up again. All
You'll
right.
see us on our travels that we've won from this
We
wonderful
will.
company.
Yes, we will. I might see you.
Another
I might just see you in Bangkok.
never. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Bye bye.
Take care,
Bye.
dear. All right. Okay. Moving. That's what you heard. I mean, from people that move from businesses to go to something else and something else. They keep discovering. But here's one man I like to also introduce to you. He's been a hardcore traditional business person. When I say traditional, I mean it's just like what I mean. You got to do something in order to earn something, and you go through the cycles of business and things like that. I'd like to introduce you to Anthony Woolhouse. Anthony is in Perth as well, and he's got his story to share. What prompted him to move into something like this, Jeunesse, which is a totally whole new paradigm. But what did he see in it? What was it that really prompted him? So, okay, let's wait for Anthony. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
hi there. Is that your car?
Yeah, I'm just out and about at the moment. I don't know what's happening to
Okay,
my.
all right, great. Can we see you?
How's that? That's
Ah,
better.
there's the man. Look at that rugged, handsome man there, right there. Definitely an Australian, Aussie. All right, Anthony, I understand. So I understand that we have been involved in business, your whole life or something like that. But what really made you change? It must have been such a big change in your mindset or something to get into something like this, like Jeunesse. So what's your story?
Yeah, we've had traditional businesses, and I was just listening to the webinar and to Leonie, and I think it's just the overheads and looking for a better way, not an easier way, but a better way, less overheads, no insurance, no employees, no warehousing, anything like that. And it's all online, it's on your phone, and everything gets delivered to your house. It's great.
Exactly. Uh, you know, that's a great, very, very good point. You don't have to pay the rental. You don't have
Yeah.
employees as well to handle. That it's always a headache when you have more and more staff. That you gotta take care of. You don't have the products and inventory you gotta handle. The company takes care of that. Wow, and that's what you saw, right, in something like this. And how has it helped you so far? I mean, in terms of the growth, in the last like 1 to 2 years or something. How far have you grown in this business?
The business is growing steadily by itself anyway, because it's actually a global business, and it's, once again, the business is going with the trends. So, health and wellness, anti-aging. So as we all know, trends come and go, but I think, the forecast money that's in this industry alone is just ridiculous. So you've got to stay with the trend, whatever that may be. So that's another exciting thing. It's completely different from what I've been in transport and trucks and all sorts of things. So it's massive, like skincare and all that. But I guess everyone wants to age gracefully and but probably more importantly, healthily. You know, you don't want to be. I don't want to be, you know, not be able to run around with my grandkids and all that sort of thing. So in terms of the health benefits, that's pretty
Yeah.
outstanding. So,
Wow. Can I add one more thing? Growing, growing old gracefully. I mean, having the health to grow old with. You're at the tip top of your health or something, and on top of that, you have the cash and the allowance and the money to enjoy the life at the same time.
absolutely.
From a business like that, because the passive income just keeps rolling in. It just keeps rolling in. As we grow the business from that. All right. So I guess you're not gonna stop, right? I mean, you're gonna continue doing this business for sure.
Oh, look, if you love what you do, you're never going to stop. And it's not about us. It's about helping other people, and also people that are less fortunate. They're never going to get the chance to do what we do. So that we get a big kick out of that. It's probably more than anything now.
Excellent.
So,
I agree. I can't agree more with that. Okay. So thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much for your help here. I will see you again soon.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks a lot. Bye.
All right. Take care, my friend. All right, great. Then you heard from two traditional businesses. I mean, business owners themselves who are moving to something like this. But let me introduce you to someone else here. Now, she's unique. She's amazing. She's such an amazing powerhouse, this lady. And in fact, from a very personal point of view, personal thing here, she's one of the people who brought me into the business. And I have never, ever stopped learning a lot from her. She's done extremely well in this business for the last 4 to 5 years. She's rose up the ranks. She's made her mark. But did you know something? This was a totally new paradigm for her as well, doing a business like that. She came from a very traditional kind of a business and a mindset as a corporate person and owning a business. She used to be an auditor. Without much ado, let me just introduce you to Mary Tan here in Singapore. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Prabhjit. Hi.
I can see you're really enjoying yourself. You're there in the park today, and you got the freedom of time and flexibility to do anything you want, like that, right?
Yeah, in fact, yes. I'm at the park, at the beach. Yep. And I just got earlier. You mentioned about incentive trip. Yeah, I just got back from the Vancouver incentive trip.
Oh God, I saw the photographs. I saw the pictures. I mean, you guys were amazing there. You guys were enjoying
It was wonderful.
the time of your life. But Mary, you've been an auditor for quite a while. You've been doing your auditing work and things like that, right? And what prompted someone like you to see something in this business? And and you've been enjoying this business a lot. I can see the last 4 years. But what else that made the change for you?
I mean, like you have mentioned earlier, as a traditional, typical accountant, auditors, our mindset are quite set in that way. But something changed along the line when something happened to my family, and I thought that the world is not just about working hard and just doing very mundane job every day, but it is where by chance I met Janice, and I realized that beside the product that worked wonderfully for myself and my family, the business platform, when I seriously look at the compensation plan that you have beautifully presented just now, wow, whatever you have said, right, it is true. It was so wonderful, and it has been a very, very great learning journey for me itself, also life transforming. Like what most people have said over here, we never want to go back, and why would we quit when we are enjoying ourselves? That's really the lifestyle that we have. While we earn, we have a freedom of our time in control using our handphone. Yes, you can say that we work 24 hours a day if you want to. You know what? Because the online system is 24/7. But you know what? It also means that you can choose the time you want to work. So right now, I can relax I wake up late or I wake up early to just do exercise and make full use of my time and spend time with my family. At the same time, I can also do this business, like even right now, online presentation, right? Having this webinar here, sharing and inviting friends to come on board on this webinar to listen to it. I mean, it is a leveraging business. So why not? It is a not one-man show business, but everybody add on an hour, and that if you have 100 people, you have 1 hour, 100 hours in a day. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, exactly. That's called leveraging, as you just mentioned earlier. I mean, I invite everybody here who's looking at you. Would you like to have a life like that as well? I mean, you can do your business anywhere you want. You can walk to the beach. You can walk to the park. You can walk anywhere you want. You can just sit on your bed as well. But imagine the business is running. It's just flowing, right? Like
Exactly.
that. But
Exactly.
the beauty that you thought was right at the beginning of what you just said. You have more time today for your family. Isn't that
Yes.
what we really want at the end of the day? Isn't that what we really work for? You know, for
Yeah,
our whole
exactly.
lives. Okay, thank you so much, Mary. And is there any parting words, any advice you'd like to give people, for them to consider?
Well, in this business, right, enjoy it. You first try it and try it on yourself and know the goodness of the products, and then share it, and then teach other people to do the same thing, and you will be there. Definitely.
Okay, do it, share it, and enjoy the journey. All right. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much for that. All right. So there you go. You heard from three different people, and they've all got something unique, something an experience for them. Every single thing. The thing about this is, just like me, it was a totally whole new paradigm shift for doing something traditional, something that people keep telling you that this is the way it's done, but no, we found that there's a better way, there's a newer way, and you know what? It's a lot more beneficial to us for what we really want to do for our life. And it's given us a freedom of time, flexibility, and we still receive a constant stream of income while we do this. Now that's talking about answering the dreams that we have about doing something for ourselves. End of the day. All right. So that's enough in terms of the presentation, in terms of the sharing. Now we've got something additional, something exciting here for you. We'd like to share. I have someone in my someone here who's going to help to explain things in a different way, in the form of like a training program, in the kind of training. She's going to guide us. She's going to guide every single one of you how to go about thinking and how to go about doing something in a business like that. Okay, let me introduce you to Beverly. Beverly is also from Perth, in Australia, and Beverly has been fantastic in doing a business like that. But she has such a heart of gold. She loves sharing and helping every single one of us in how to go about doing the business a lot better. Okay, hi Beverly, are you there?
Hi, Prabhjit.
Hey,
Fabulous presentation.
good to see you again. For that smile of yours, it just lights up everything here. Okay. Okay, Billy, I've got everyone ready and waiting, and they want to see what is it that you get to share with us for the next 10, 15 minutes, something wonderful, and just take it away.
Okay, thank you so much. When I first started in this business a few years ago, I had the honour and the privilege of sitting down with Kim Pui, who was sort of telling me all about the business. But she said to me, Bev, you can have all the skills in the world, you can have all the systems in place, you can do everything correctly, but if you haven't got it up here, if your mindset isn't in the right place, you won't make it. And I probably didn't understand that, but through going through the business, it has come more and more clear to me. So today I want to talk to you about your mindset. What does that look like for you? Because the fact is that the whole business, sometimes it comes right down to the battlefield of the mind. And so I just want to share with you guys today all about that, and how if we can get this right, then, perhaps it's going to be easiest for us to actually build this business, because it's all about what's going on in our mind. Now, our mindset is everything. Kim said that to me, and you know what? It often doesn't really click in until you're on your journey, because in all these things that come your way are testing you out. Because the more and more you get tested out, the more and more you will grow. So consistency in life is so important for success. It stems from taking things that you do seriously. Now, that's very, very important. Success in network marketing is quite simple. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but it is simple. All you have to do is to be a good leader yourself and cultivate more leaders underneath you and train them up. So then you've got a whole business just full of people exactly like you, duplicatable, who are leading other people to success. But you will need some skills. So firstly, and Mary said this lovely at the end, try the products. First, you have to believe in the products. We often say, what's your level of belief in the products? And mine is 20 out of 10. I have seen the difference they have made on my skin, but also inside how much energy I have and the difference. So if someone says to me that these products work, you know, I'm jumping out of my skin to absolutely say yes, yes, yes. That's a given. So what's your belief like in the product? You have to communicate with people. You know, often I see the biggest mistake I see people making is making it about them. What am I going to get out of this? If this person signs up, what am I going to get? You know, will she go run away and do my business and I won't have to do anything? If you've got that mindset, quit. And that's very harsh of me, I know. But the fact is it won't get you anywhere because this is a team business. And unless you want to actually help other people to succeed, you won't succeed. So if you tap into their wants and needs, you've got a better chance of keeping them in the business and also keeping yourself. You want to find people who want to make money, you know, serious money. You want to find people who have had enough. You know, they're tired of where they're at. They want to grow more. They want to have more. They want more for their families. They want to stay at home with their kids. Whatever it is they want. The fact is that money, you know, isn't everything, but the trouble is money actually does allow us to do the things we want to do in life. You've got to be disciplined. You are not alone, but in the long run, this is all up to you. I mean, I can motivate you till the cows come home. You can go to events and meetings and you can sit there and go, and with all the hype, you can get so excited. But the fact is you go home. The fact is you are the one who has to pick up the phone. Are you disciplined? You know, I really want you to consider these skills and just see, you know, what boxes you can tick. You have to be determined because in this business, like anything else you do in life, if you do it half-heartedly or if you do it thinking, you know, well, maybe not. If you're a double-minded man, absolutely gets nowhere. You have to have laser beam focus and be determined and know one thing, no matter what, I will never give up. I am in this for the long haul. Number one of these skills that we need to have is don't let go of your vision. I love this. You need to introduce a change agent, a destructive, constructive force to destroy the life you don't want to lead anymore and construct a new way of being to create the life that you want. That construction force is actually your vision. So the fact is both of these work together because you have to let go of one side of you that isn't working for you anymore. You know what they say? If you keep on doing the same things over and over again and expect a different result, it's the first sign of madness. So let go of the things that aren't working for you anymore and construct, have a vision, see where you want to go and construct and create the life you want. Remember I said it's all up to you. Rediscover the original you. Why did you get into this business? What do you want out of this business? If you've just got in, what's your dream? What do you want? What dreams did you have at one stage and have let go of? How much money do you want to live comfortably? Now, write down a number. When you get off this webinar, write down a number. You know, don't exaggerate that number because, to be honest, if you say to me when I'm sitting down with new people who are starting this business and I say to them, how much money would you like to earn? And they say, I'd like to earn $10,000 in a month. And then I say, well, how much work are you willing to put in? And they go, look, I probably can put in 2 hours a week. I will say to them, when you're in your job now, and if you're on $130,000 a year, did it take you 2 hours a week and 2 months to earn $130,000 a year? Probably not. The fact is that, you know, in any job, it takes you a while to build up to that income. So be realistic. What is it that you want? Don't exaggerate it, but make it a little bit outside your comfort zone. You know, because right at this moment, I want you to think, what number would I put down to actually feel comfortable and to live comfortably? What number would that look like? Number 2 is inspiration. A vision is a reflection of yourself beyond what you believe is impossible. Today to what's possible for you tomorrow. Be inspired about who are you going to be in the future? What do you look like? What are you going to be wearing? Be inspired. Look into the future and see, what am I going to be like in 5 years' time, in 2 years' time? What am I going to look like? What's my life going to look like? You know, when that income is coming in that you want, This is called our master plan. We all have lots of plans in our life. This is our big picture. This is our master plan, and we're in the middle of that. What income do you want? When that's coming in, what would you buy yourself with regard to your lifestyle? What would that look like? Would you be traveling? Would you be off to Vancouver like Mary was? How will you feel earning that type of income? Go and look in the future. What will you be wearing? What car will you be driving? What will your family look like? Will you find you've got hours just to spend on, training yourself, looking after yourself? What will it look like? Get a vision of that. Grasp hold of it. Project yourself into the future and have a really good look at what you want. When you have a master plan, all the other stuff that comes in, and believe me, and you ask anyone who's been on the panel, believe me, stuff is going to come in. Stuff is going to come in thick and fast. If you've got a master plan, it's not going to worry you. The little daily things that pop up will not worry you because your plan is bigger. You see beyond the little things that are going on. You won't allow people to sow doubt or to steal your dreams or lower your self-worth by saying you're in what, you're doing what business, and I all believe we've all heard that. Dream stealers use code words because sometimes they're not going to come straight out and tell you, what they think about what you're doing, but they will undermine your confidence if you don't be careful because they're very subtle. Have you ever heard somebody say, really? And I've got a bad habit of saying that to people sometimes. I say, really? I often say that when people say to me, this business won't work. I say, really? This is a code word for no way is that going to happen. People say, is that even possible? And the code for that is you must be crazy. I've never seen anyone do that. Code word for there's no way you will ever do that. Wow, you really are a dreamer. That's code word for get your head out of the clouds. I love this one. Now, I have heard this and I've heard my team members tell me, people have said this to them, be careful. Because be careful of those businesses. Be careful. Seriously, what they are saying to you, you will fail and I will be able to say, I told you so. Whenever anyone says be careful to me, I say to them, but why? I only live once. Why would I want to be careful? Seriously, that's a danger word, be careful. Okay, strategy number 3, if you don't plan to fail, and if you don't plan, you will fail. We all know that. If you do not plan, you will fail. We have to have a plan. So what are you going to do? Everyone has a different amount of people that they're going to contact. But to be fair, if you're working full-time, even part-time, this might be only what's possible for you. Reach out to 3 new people a day, 5 days a week with your product or your business. Be authentic. Use the method of contact that you usually use with them. If you're one of the people to pick up the phone, pick up the phone. If you send emails, do whatever they know is you. If all of a sudden you're doing something outside of the box, they think, what's going on here? So don't try and emulate what somebody else does. Use a method that has worked for you in the past. I love picking up the phone because I love connecting. These days with Facebook, we don't do a lot of connecting. So sometimes it's nice to actually pick up the phone and have a conversation. Follow up with 2 people a day. Never end on a conversation without setting a next time up for the conversation. So if you've talked to somebody and you're, asked them to jump on something, within the next 24 to 48 hours, make sure you're having a conversation. Set up with them a time to actually reach out to them again. Don't leave a conversation unended. Do a catch-up call with 1 person a day on your team, and that's not including 3-way calls that you do with all of your team. Personally, this is my favorite. I put a lot of time and effort into catching up with my team members. I know when they're having down days. I know when life's hitting them hard. I know when they're starting to doubt. I know because I'm in contact with them all the time. I know when life's getting in the way. I know if someone's passed away in their family. You know why? Because I'm always on the phone to one of them a week to find out, how are you going? You need any help? What are you doing? This is, don't leave people, the business is important. The business is everything, but so is people's lives. Be concerned. If they're going through a bad time, actually be a support to them. I see this as one of the most important things you can do to build your business strongly. The truth is most people don't do any of those things I just said. They're not consistent enough for a long period of time to make a 6-figure income. So it's if you don't, I can tell you to do those things, but if you don't do it consistently and often enough, it will not work for you. 48% of people do not even follow up. That's half of us. Half of us send out something to somebody or talk to someone. I have heard people who have talked to someone, told them about the business, and then not even sent them the link that they promised that they would send. And they expect to build a big business. I know I'm sounding very harsh here, and I don't mean to. But what I'm just saying is that, guys, you know, be real, be authentic. If you say you're going to do something, please, please, please follow up with it. Those who do only do it, 10%, only make 3 contacts. You know, most people come on board 80% on the 5th to the 12th contact. This is vital. I have found this over and over and over again. Now you're going to get people to jump on. 1 or 2, you're going to get them to jump on. Most people, now with this contact, they might be asking you questions. It's not a meeting contact. It's the contact of saying, yeah, but what about this? What about that? I saw this. What does this mean? So they're contacting you, they're in contact with you. Sometimes that takes 5 to 12 times. You know, we've had people jump on board after 2 years. Seriously? Have rung somebody up and say, you know when you told me about that? It wasn't the right timing for me. I'm ready now. Can you tell me more about it? But you know why that happened? Is because that person stayed in contact with them, kept them in the loop, even just on a personal basis. You know, once they made that contact, they kept on personally saying, how are you? You know, now and again, every couple of weeks. And, you know, Patrick Tan was here just recently. Harris stayed in contact with him for 3 years. You know, he didn't even mention the business to Patrick after the first time. He was just being a friend to him. When things went downhill for Patrick, the first person Patrick rang was Harris and said, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to have a look. 3 years. Okay, guys, just keep that in mind. The time frame. When do you want to achieve that income? Open-ended goals are usually not executed. If you have a goal in the future, believe me, that's where it's going to stay. If you have not written it down and if you haven't dated it. So important to put dates on things. And you know what? Even if you don't get there, the thing is that your business will have grown by trying to get there. So don't feel disappointed if you set a goal and you don't get there. As long as you've done what it takes, that's the most important thing. Do what it takes. If you don't achieve it, you know that you haven't let yourself down, but you know, okay, that's okay. I'm going to move this goal 2 months long. Date it. 31st of July, I am going to be doing this. Date it. Make sure it's a goal and not a wish. And that's when you have open-ended goals, they become wishes. I wish I'd be a diamond. I wish I'd be a diamond. Okay, when are you going to be a diamond? Let's date it. Let's date it. 3 years down the track, 4 years down the track. Put a date on it. I'm going to be a diamond. Okay, what does your goal look like? This is really important because I want you to understand about the reward for money. So if you want enough to pay your bills, you probably aren't going to invest time in yourself to learn and grow yourself and the business. You want enough to just live comfortably, you won't go out of your way. You probably won't go the extra distance. But what if you wanted to change your lifestyle? You know, you would start to try and make things happen. You know, you would be really striving to succeed. But next step, what if you wanted to reach that goal where you never had to worry about money again? This is your exit strategy to the job or to your business. This is your way out. This is your family's way out. You know, if you want to do that, you will do whatever it takes. I love the fact the other day I had a call with Dr. Julian or a tech message and we were saying, he said something about something and I said, that's because I'm hungry. I am more hungry now than I was when I started a couple of years ago because it's really kicked in for me now. I really get it. I've started to implement the things that I've been learning. I've started to grow myself. So right now, I am so hungry for this business. It's not funny. I have even double booked myself this morning. I've had to train somebody up on the weekend to go and do a presentation because I was meant to be at a presentation. I was meant to do this training and this afternoon I've got meetings. Tomorrow I'm out all day. You know why? Because I'm hungry. I want this now more than ever. So when that happens, when you get hungry, when you are just wanting it and wanting it and wanting it, and you can see your lifestyle change and you've projected yourself into the future and think, this is what I want for my life, you will do anything. You will not making excuses. Your whole life will take on a different light. So you have to take action. So, you know who you want in your business. try and it's called prospect up in a way. I don't particularly like that saying, because I know, when I was prospected down. The woman who, obviously, I was prospected and it was opposite. The fact is, I think what happened is, if you see what people like, it doesn't matter whether they're up or down. What it actually matters is, are they hungry? Do they want something more? Are they looking for a business model? What type of person do you want in your business? Write it down. What do you want to attract into your business? Write that person down. If you want somebody who is a go-getter, who's connected, who wants this more than anything, who's in a situation that she has to change or he has to change, write that person down. Remember, this is a solution-based company. We're offering people solutions to their problems. Listen to what they're complaining about and show them why. Why, if they jumped on board with you, could you help change their life? People get into this business for all reasons. People find solutions to their pain. They can be dissatisfied with their jobs. They need to want to stay at home with their kids. The sad part about it is we have our children and we can't even stay at home to look after them, because we've got to have 2 incomes coming into most households. Hey, wouldn't it be great if people like you and me had a whole revolution happening where we could allow mums, if they chose to stay at home and work? To me, that's like, you know what? We've just got to join together and change people's lives. People don't have a lot of money to start a business. Franchises are expensive. This is such a low cost of starting up this business. For a couple of thousand a year, 3,000 a year, you can be in this business and the sky's the limit with the income. The two don'ts. Don't fall into the trap of, I'm not good enough, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have leadership skills. Because at the moment you have not reached your potential. The whole point here is that this is a business where we're going to teach you how to grow. We're going to teach you how to change. We're going to give you those skills that you need, and you along the way are helping yourself. Sometimes we can be overwhelmed because on these webinars, we have some highly successful people. We have people who have owned their own businesses. We have corporate people. We have people who got their own natural therapy businesses. Seriously, we have got doctors, lawyers, you name it. We've also got the housewife. We've got the policewoman. We've got so many people who are just ordinary people, just like you and me, who have started to live extraordinary lives because they were hungry. Don't wait for external validation to believe that you can be great at what you choose to do. All you need to do is to plan your life-changing strategy right now. Nobody can actually tell you where you're going to go in life. It's up to you. I want to tell you a little story, and I know I've gone over time, but I want to tell you a little story of the magnificent house. There was a man who went up to a builder, and he asked the builder to build him a house. And he said, I don't want you to spare any expenses. I want you to, no expenses, anything you want. The most expensive labour and the most expensive materials. And in 1 year's time, I'm going to come back to my most magnificent house. And the builder says, right. But you know what happened? The builder sort of thought, you know what, I've got a year, it doesn't matter. And so he left it for a while. Then all of a sudden he was running short of time. So he started to buy materials, but he only bought what was available because that was happened to be there. He had to start taking a few shortcuts. He was running out of time. So he had to do a lot of patching and fixing to actually make the house look half decent, but it certainly wasn't the house that the man had expected. So when the man got back from his trip, he said to the builder, is this the most magnificent, absolute beautiful house that you have ever built? The man didn't like to admit what he'd done, so he said yes. So the man said to the builder, I'm going to give you that house. Can you imagine what the man felt, the builder felt? Seriously? Why didn't I use the best materials? Why didn't I do the best I could? Why didn't I give this 100%? Well, imagine that house is your life. I don't want you in 5 to 10 years' time say, why didn't I give that 100%? Why didn't I use the best materials? Why didn't I plug into the systems? This is all up to you, isn't it? It really is all up to you, what sort of house you want. So the fact is that, don't ever think, you are building for you. You're building for your family. You're building to change your life, your situation, your lifestyle. Give it 100%, because if you don't do that And if you start staying somewhere else, you're going to end up building somebody else's dream, not your own. Build your own dream, you know, because all this can lead to mediocrity, and no longer are you motivated to change your life. If you really do have to start building that magnificent house that is your life, and do it for you. So back to the beginning, you need to introduce a change agent, a destructive, constructive force, and construct a new way of being to create the life you want. Take some risks and create your own magnificent life. Start building today and just see where you're going to be in a year. Thank you so much for being on the webinar today. I hope I've shared something with you. I'm sorry I took so long. I do get a bit excited. So I hope today you just picked out something that just might be something that you thought, you know what, I'm going to start today. I'm going to change today. You know what? In Australia, this is the end of the financial year, as I'm sure it is in every other country. 1st of July is the start of the new financial year. How about, think about the next few weeks, get going, make your plan, and make the next financial year a change. Where are you going to be this time next year? Make a decision. Bye for now.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.